What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and the Atlanta Falcons have a dilemma because early on in the season, they were playing well. Kirk Cousins was balling out of his mind. He looked like an MVP candidate, and we remember that Thursday night game against the Buccaneers in which he had 509 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and it looked like the Falcons were getting ready to run away with this NFC South division. But boy, oh boy, had the tables turned. They're struggling, and Kirk Cousins is playing like the worst quarterback in the league right now. In his last 3 games, he's thrown 0 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and he's made some really bad decisions with the football, particularly in their last game against the Chargers. And in that game, one of his interceptions came when he was throwing the out route. And everyone knows when you're throwing the out route, you got to throw that on time and with anticipation. He did not do that. It was a very easy pick 6 for the DB. And now Kirk Cousins has 13 interceptions on the season, y'all, which is leading the NFL. And this is not good because when the Atlanta Falcons signed him, they were hoping he was going to lead this team, lead this franchise back to the promised land. This is the franchise, y'all, that has not been to the playoffs since 2017. And their owner, Arthur Blank, he's made it very clear that not only does he want to go back to the playoffs, but he wants to win playoff games and get back to a Super Bowl one day like they did back in 2016-17 season. But right now, y'all, with the way Kirk Cousins is playing, the Falcons are in danger of missing the playoffs altogether because now they're 6-6, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 6-6 as well. Now, the good news is that the Atlanta Falcons did sweep the Buccaneers during their season series. But here's the thing, y'all. If the Buccaneers end up with a better record than the Falcons, they would win the NFC South division. The Atlanta Falcons would more than likely be out of the playoffs. This is not a great thing for the Atlanta Falcons at all. And now the question becomes, is it time to bench Kirk Cousins and put in rookie quarterback Michael Penix Jr.? And y'all, I say not yet, but very soon. I think you give Kirk Cousins one more game, see what he does, see if he can improve. And ironically enough, y'all, their next game is against his former team, the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins knows this team very well. He knows this defense extremely well. He should be ready for what Brian Flores is going to bring at him. We know Brian Flores is one of the best defensive minds in the NFL. He runs a lot of exotic schemes, trying to confuse the quarterback. But again, Kirk Cousins, he knows his defense very well. He's a veteran quarterback. He should be ready to handle it. But y'all, if he plays really poorly in this game, then next week, it would be time, in my opinion, to hand the keys over to Michael Penix Jr. and let him be the driver of this team. Let him be the guy to try to lead this team back to the playoffs. And I think next week would be a great opportunity for him because they're going to be playing against the Las Vegas Raiders. And the Raiders have one of the worst defenses in the league. They give up 28 points per game. I think that would be a perfect game for Michael Penix Jr. to make his debut. I don't think this game would be good for him. I know a lot of Falcons fans are ready to see Michael Penix Jr. play, but y'all, I'm telling you, a rookie quarterback going against a Brian Flores-led defense, no, I don't like that at all. So let's just hold out for a week. You hope Kirk Cousins improves, but if he does not, hey, it's time to go to the rookie and see what he has. And this would be an indictment on the Falcons franchise because, y'all, just 9 months ago, again, they gave this guy $180 million thinking he was going to be the savior for this franchise. And the fact that they are probably going to end up benching him in a week or two, that's not a good look for this organization. But for the organization, y'all, they have to do what's in the best interest of their team. Again, you're talking about a franchise that's not made the playoffs since 2017, and their GM, Terry, he's probably fighting for his job, y'all, because in his first 3 years of GM, the Falcons have gone 7-10, 7-10, and 7-10, right? So he's ready to make the playoffs. He knows that if he doesn't make the playoffs, that people are going to say, okay, it might be time to fire him. Raheem Morris, even though this is his first year, he wants to make the playoffs because he doesn't want the fans to start saying, okay, well, we start out the year strong with this head coach, but now, we're really struggling with him. So there are a lot of people, y'all, their jobs could potentially be on the line if the Falcons do not make the playoffs. So again, if you're the Falcons, you give Kirk Cousins one more week playing against his old team to see if he can turn things around. But if he's unable to do that, you have to go to Michael Penix Jr. There's a reason, y'all, that they drafted him with the number 8 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft, which is a very controversial decision. A lot of people, including myself, didn't agree with the decision at the time. But now, y'all, I kind of see why they did it because although Kirk Cousins is a good player, we've seen Kirk Cousins struggle at times. Right now, he is really struggling. And Michael Penix Jr. can hopefully come in here, man, kind of get this thing going back in the right direction. It would be so great if Michael Penix Jr., he played next week against the Las Vegas Raiders, right, had a great game that week, and then the rest of the season, led the Atlanta Falcons back to the playoffs, man, because this kid is an absolute baller. He was one of my favorite players in the 2024 draft class. So again, y'all, not yet. It's not time yet for Michael Penix Jr. To play. But if Kirk Cousins has a really bad game again next week, man, on Monday Night Football against the Las Vegas Raiders, I think it will be time for Michael Penix Jr. to make his debut, because I think this kid will bring a lot of excitement to this Atlanta Falcons fan base and really give them something to be proud of. This is another episode of ZayMoolah Sports Podcast. Remember, y'all, logical message of what? Make sure you get your daily dose. Y'all know I'm an enemy, man. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.